कहा मैंने आपसे डे वन पर जब इंडिया का स्कोर 200 पे 8 था। मैंने तब कहा था जब आप में से बहुत व्यूअर्स उम्मीद का दामन थामे मैच देख रहे थे कि नहीं नहीं भैया 250 फाइटिंग स्कोर रहेगा, इंडिया के पास बॉलिंग है, आई थिंक विल फाइट, इंडिया ये करेगी, इंडिया वो करेगी, इंडिया 100 की लीड लेगी वगैरह वगैरह। मैंने आपसे इसी इसी चैनल पर इसी लाइव स्ट्रीम पे कहा था कि मैच हाथ से निकल गया डे वन पर। डे वन के स्टंप्स के बाद पोस्ट मैच रिव्यू शो पे मैंने कहा था कि मैच खत्म हो गया, क्योंकि दोस्तों मैं ये फिल्म बहुत बहुत बार देख चुका हूं, कई बार देख चुका हूं। मैंने आपसे उसी दिन यानी कि 3 दिन पहले मैंने कहा था कि 250 से आप साउथ अफ्रीका जाकर टेस्ट मैच नहीं जीत पाओगे, आपको कम से कम 300 बनाने पड़ेंगे। और क्या हुआ? इंडिया ने सिर्फ 245 रन बनाए और उसके बाद इतनी रद्दी किस्म की बॉलिंग करी कि 2 ही सेशन के अंदर साउथ अफ्रीका ने लीड पार कर लिया। और डे टू के स्टंप्स पर लीड था आपका 11 रन, 5 विकेट के नुकसान पर। डीन एल्गर ने एक ऐसी पारी खेली जिनको देखकर हम इंडियन क्रिकेट फैंस, इंडियन क्रिकेट में जो रुचि रखते हैं, हम सिर्फ ख्वाबों में समझ सकते हैं, क्योंकि टफ कंडीशंस में आपको जिगरा दिखाना पड़ता है। डीन एल्गर ने जिगरा दिखाया, डेब्यूटांट डेविड बेडिंगम उन्होंने जिगरा दिखाया, और आज मार्को यानसेन जो शायद नंबर 7 या 8 पे खेल कर आए, उन्होंने जिगरा दिखाया। मैंने आपसे तभी कहा था कि आप 250 से आप टेस्ट मैच नहीं जीत पाओगे, और इतिहास गवाह है कि 31 साल से जो इंडियन टीम्स इससे पहले, इस श्रृंखला से पहले 8 बार इंडियन टीम साउथ अफ्रीका जा चुकी है, क्यों अब तक 8 टूर में 31 साल के बीच कोई भी इंडियन टीम एक सीरीज नहीं जीत पाई है? बहुत सारे फैक्टर्स हैं, लेकिन एक कॉमन थीम है, कॉमन ट्रेट है कि इंडियन टीम्स लगातार अच्छे रन्स नहीं लगा सके हैं। आपको साउथ अफ्रीका में जीतने के लिए अच्छे रन्स बनाने पड़ेंगे, और 245 दोस्तों नहीं होगा। और आज 3 दिन के अंदर, 3 दिन स्टंप से बहुत पहले, स्केड्यूल स्टंप से बहुत पहले, तीसरे दिन पर इंडियन टीम ये टेस्ट मैच हार चुकी है। एक इनिंग से एक बार फिर से एक टेस्ट मैच हार चुकी है। इससे साबित होता है कि भले आप 20 विकेट ले लो, आपको साउथ अफ्रीका में जीतने के लिए बड़े रन बनाने पड़ते हैं, जैसे कि डीन एल्गार ने बनाए 185, और जैसे कि मार्को यानसन ने। इतिहास इस बात का गवाह है, और आप खुद ही 31 साल की हिस्ट्री देखी, जैसे कि मैंने कहा था, आपको इंडियन टीम, अगर आप इंडियन टीम के हिस्से हो, आपको रन्स रन्स और रन्स बनाने पड़ते हैं। सो अनफॉर्चुनेटली दुख है मुझे इस बात को मानते हुए कि डे वन पे मैंने जो कहा था कि ये मैच हाथ से गया, आई वॉज राइट, बिकॉज लाइक आई सेड दैट डे, आई हैव सीन दिस स्क्रिप्ट play out. Hats off to KL Rahul for playing a very, very fine 100. Virat Kohli today was the proverbial boy on the burning deck. Well played, but the point is, as abject as Shardul Thakur and Prasid Krishna were, as abject as Mohammad Siraj was, borrowing 2-3 spells, the point was, और आप मानिए मेरी बात, इंडिया पहले दिन पर यह मैच साउथ अफ्रीका को दान कर चुकी थी, जब वो सिर्फ 208 रन बना सकी। Hats off to KL Rahul. I hope this innings is just a footnote in his career. I hope he can personally go on to do great things. But the point is, 245 रन से दोस्तों आप मैच नहीं जीत पाओगे। और आज 245 दूर, 131 रन ही बना पाई इंडिया की टीम। So it just goes to say what I've been saying for a long time. You want to win in South Africa, और दोस्तों साउथ अफ्रीका एक इकलौता देश है जहां पर कोई भी अब तक इंडियन टीम टेस्ट सीरीज नहीं जीत पाई। So I called a series loss for India before this series began, and yes, you can accuse me of being cynical, you can accuse me of being negative, pessimistic, but like I said on day one of the Centurion Test, I have seen this movie play out many, many times. It's been 31 years since Indian teams have been going to South Africa, और उनमें से 28 साल मैं देख रहा हूं इंडियन टीम को। 1996 I sat and watched those 3 test matches from Missouri and then from Mumbai. I sat in a rocking chair of our Mumbai home, or Bombay as it was called back then, and I watched Rahul Dravid score his maiden test century. I've seen every single tour, every single test match that India has played in South Africa since 1998. And there's a reason why Indian teams in 31 years, in 8 previous tours, and now in a ninth tour, have not been able to conquer South African conditions. Tough conditions, quality fast bowling in every single of those 8 tours. It's because collectively they've not scored enough runs. And the writing, like I said, was on the wall on day one, which ended with India just 208 runs on the board for the loss of 8 wickets. और दर्द होता है ये बात कह के कि एक बार फिर से एक इंडियन टीम वापस जाएगी बिना एक टेस्ट सीरीज जीते साउथ अफ्रीका में केवल केवल 3 दिन के अंदर जहां पे बारिश का बहुत हाथ था यानी कि तकरीबन 2.5 दिन के अंदर इंडियन टीम साउथ अफ्रीका जाकर ये मैच हारी आई वॉज नॉट ऑप्टिमिस्टिक I was not pessimistic. Many of you lovely, loyal supporters were very, very optimistic. But like I said, having seen this film many times, I knew this was just a matter of sessions before the Indian team was bowled out. It's a sad, disappointing, sour note to end 2023 on, a year in which Indian teams, yes, they lost the WTC final. Yes, they lost the World Cup final, but there were a lot of positives for this Indian team across formats in 2023. But for me, again, on a cynical, negative note, the abiding memory of Indian cricket in this year will be losing the WTC final, losing the World Cup final, and then here failing to bat out 3 days in Supersport Park. It is what it is. मेरी छोड़िए आप लोग को क्या लगता है इस मैच के बारे में? Let's see. Surya Vikram Singh is saying that's what she said. That's also what I said 3 days ago, but meri chhodiye. Manish saying, I have a few questions. Obviously, the fan inside me is irked at the top order. Rohit fit for test opening abroad? In England, yes. In Australia, yes. Nowhere else. Need for test specialists considering short selection players getting outbowled. आपने सही बात कही, Manish. I've been saying this for the last 3 days on this channel, on Cricket Next. Um, I think India has now reached a point where, yes, you need test specialists, but you're also going to have to take the very radical, the very left field, the very bold decision of even inside the test format of picking teams based on home conditions and away conditions. Shreyas Iyer is brilliant when he plays in India, but he's struggling. दो ही टेस्ट हो चुके हैं उनके एशिया से बाहर, बट वो स्ट्रगल कर रहे हैं. शुभमन गिल के आंकड़े बहुत बहुत गिरने वाले हैं. और भी आपको एक इंडियन टेस्ट सीरीज के लिए यानी कि घरेलू टेस्ट सीरीज के लिए एक अलग टीम चुननी पड़ेगी. 3-4 प्लेयर्स कॉमन रहेंगे और आपको घर के बाहर आपको एक अलग टीम चुनना पड़ेगा. नहीं तो आप 2 साल बाद 2025 का WTC फाइनल भूल जाइए. हार्दिक भाई सेइंग, जय भाई यू वर राइट इन ब्रेक की साउथ अफ्रीका आज ही निपटा देगा मैच. बिल्कुल, मैंने बहुत बहुत देखा इस टीम को. CJ saying Indian batsmen were dominated just like Indian bowlers were. Total domination. Yes, 31 years of domination of India in South Africa. Nothing new. Like I said, I literally wrote the video episode of the first day review. I said Fir Teri Kahani Yaad Aa Gayi was the thumbnail, and the video title was something to the extent of we've seen how this movie ends and it's not pretty, something like that. So I saw this coming, so I'm not surprised. Kiran saying, what an utter embarrassment. Problems for India are massive. Bilkul. No quality pacers. Bilkul after Bumrah Shami. No pace bowling all-rounders. Zero. Youngsters don't have temperament to play tests as they play more T20. मोटा मोटा आपकी बात बिल्कुल बिल्कुल सही है. पूरन बिष्ट कह रहे अंधाधुन बैटिंग तो सबने देखी होगी, लेकिन भारत के प्रसिद्ध और शार्दुल ने अंधाधुन बॉलिंग करके दिखा दी. Shame on these players. Yes, you can be harsh on them. ये प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा का पहला टेस्ट मैच था, ये शार्दुल ठाकुर का काफी समय बाद टेस्ट था, but yes, there's no excuse when you bowl so poorly. Sports fan is saying Indian test cricket became orphan the day Virat left test captaincy. Interesting. Dravid and Co is in charge of India's repeated performance in red ball format. Still, he's being rewarded extensions. सही बात कही आपने. कमल कह रहे हैं बेस्ट इंडिविजुअल परफॉर्मेंस वंस अगेन बाय इंडियंस. इनके बस नहीं है भाई, नहीं है. अनफॉर्चुनेटली हम इंडियंस, हम स्टैट्स, हम पर्सनल ग्लोरी, हम पर्सनल माइलस्टोन्स, हम पर्सनल इंडिविजुअल्स को टीम गोल्स से ज्यादा इंपॉर्टेंस देते हैं. हम चाहते हैं कि प्लेयर 100 बनाए. भले ही टीम 10 साल से एक भी आईसीसी ट्रॉफी नहीं जीत पाई, और जब तक ये नेगेटिव पर्सनल माइंडसेट नहीं जाएगा, I don't think any Indian team is winning an ICC trophy for another 10, 15 years. And that's very, very sad as someone who spent most of his life, 28 years of my 42 years, very passionately supporting Indian cricket teams. But अब मुझसे नहीं हो पाएगा और ये टीम मेरे ख्याल से मुझे 28 बल्कि मैंने 2-3 लोग को आज मैसेज किया मुझे 28 साल लगे इस बात को समझने में कि हमारे क्रिकेटर्स हमारे बैट्समैन मेनली सिर्फ और सिर्फ पर्सनल माइलस्टोन्स के लिए खेलते हैं आप केएल राहुल को देखिए इस मैच में बेहतरीन शतक लेकिन वो शतक के 2 गेंद बाद उन्होंने एक सीधी बॉल मिस किया और आज विराट कोहली ऐसे शॉट खेले थे उनको सिर्फ 100 था टीम को तो हारना है सो आई थिंक वी आर अ नेशन अनफॉर्चुनेटली obsessed with cricketing stats and cricketing milestones. I've been very positive, but विश्वास मेरा उठ रहा है इस टीम से और इस टीम की फिलॉसफी से अक्षत कह रहे क्रिकेटिंग इज्जत की मदर सिस्टर दिस ईयर कंटिन्यूज बिल्कुल दोस्त आपने सही कहा था Chaitanya saying, Jay bhai, spot on. Movie that doesn't end well. Disappointed. Yes, that's why I put out that video 3 days ago because I have seen this movie play out many, many, many times. Kiran Bhandari keh rahe, when Sachin Dravid retired, Kohli, Pujara were ready who were next in line. Such a shame. 2011-12 yaad aa gaya. When will Rohit start playing sensibly according to match situation? Kiran Rohit has played some fantastic knocks in England. He's played a couple good knocks in Australia. He's played some fantastic knocks in India, but in South Africa, he's never performed. So, a bit too much to expect Rohit Sharma at 36 to suddenly find form in very testing conditions. विनोद काका काफी दिन बाद हमारे साथ जुड़े हैं वो कह रहे मैं तो इंडिया साउथ अफ्रीका टेस्ट सीरीज फॉलो ही नहीं कर रहा क्योंकि ये टेस्ट सीरीज शुरू होने से पहले ही इसका रिजल्ट मैं पहले से जानता था मैं भी बिल्कुल सीरीज का रिजल्ट जानता था लेकिन क्योंकि मुझे क्रिकेट से इतना प्यार है और ऑब्वियसली ये मेरा जॉब है तो मुझे देखना पड़ा लेकिन विनोद काका मैं आपकी बात से सहमत हूं Ashutosh Bajpayee is back. He's saying we need to accept that Sharma, Kohli, Jadeja, Ashwin, Shami, and maybe Bumrah won't be around in next 2 years. That's absolutely spot on. And we need to build a fresh but repeating 2011-12 mistakes of aging squad. Sahi baat hai. CJ is saying, is it me or is everyone getting little static noise? I don't hear it and nobody else is commenting. So CJ is probably only on your end. Shubhajit keh rahe, when will Indian batters play like Dean Elgar in tests? How a person can single-handedly take away a match. South Africans are playing with that winning attitude. India is just disappointing. I don't know. I don't have the answer, but yes, they're extremely disappointing. Shreyans is saying Rohit and Rahul doesn't understand pitches. That's a very fair assessment. But Kohli and Shastri also had a few issues. Look at 2018 Tour of England and then the 2021 WTC final. CSC Blue is saying, Jaiba, you're always ahead of the curve. Not always, but yes, a lot of the times. Thank you, my friend. Dhruv is saying, hi, Jamie. I too was optimistic when I thought our young guns would play their flamboyant cricket. My friend, flamboyant cricket doesn't win you test matches in South Africa. Even poor batting, hope we don't lose by an innings. I don't know whether India will lose by an innings, but yes, it's going to be a massive, probably 3.5 day defeat at Cape Town. Ashutosh Bhatt was saying Kohli played for 8 years, then given king title. गिल को झाड़ पे चढ़ा रखा है प्रिंस बोल के बिल्कुल मैं तो कभी इन टर्म से सहमत नहीं हूं ये आप लोग ही इनको ये टैग देते हैं फर्स्ट टूर बोल के एक्सक्यूज दे रहे हैं रेनशॉ मैक्सी हैंड्सकॉम रचिन रविंद्रा सेव टेस्ट इन फर्स्ट इंडिया टूर बिल्कुल सही बात है गिल लाइक आई सेड गिल शुड नॉट ऑन करंट फॉर्म play those 5 test matches against England. He's at a place where he needs to figure out, do I want to be an IPL titan? Do I want to be a white ball titan or do I want to be an all format titan? It's becoming very, very tough to defend Shubman Gill when his average keeps dipping. So, bilkul sahi baat hai. Shubman Gill needs to be dropped after this. If you can drop Rahane and Pujara, by all means, you can drop Gill and Shreyas Iyer. Don't assume कि England आके 5 टेस्ट मैच जीतेगी मैंने कहा था किसी और से आज बल्कि मैंने एक लाइव शो पे कहा था do not be surprised if India roll out raging turners expecting Ashwin and Jadeja to take wickets for England to come and absolutely screw the Indian team in those 5 test matches. It is a distinct possibility. Kiran saying, I was really pessimistic. So am I. It amazes me how Indian fans get emotional so quick and forget how this team always lets us down. Sahi baat hai, 10 साल हो गए. Vikram saying, Jay Bhai, was skipping the ODI series ahead of all important test series by senior players a serious team management lapse? I think we addressed the issue, Vikram, in a couple live streams. I said I was shocked that Virat Kohli and Rohit Sharma skipped the ODIs. I understand where it came from, but you want to acclimatize. And then Shreyas Iyer plays one ODI and skips two. हालांकि different formats हैं और आप एक white ball match से ज्यादा नहीं निकाल सकते हो in terms of test preparation. But maybe had they, again, this is hindsight. Hindsight's a great thing to have. Maybe had those three batsmen spent a bit more time, in the one days, they might have done better. But who knows? The point is, आप 2.5 दिन में हार चुके हो और ये शर्मिंदगी की बात है for a team that aspires to win titles. शुभजीत कह रहे हैं, how could India come up next to time to end this domination? You have to score 350 every innings, and until you find batsmen who do that, आपसे नहीं हो पाएगा. Costa कह रहे हैं, Shubman Gill is very overrated. Perhaps Team India really missed Pant. Yes, they missed Pant, but how much would Pant have done? Taken the match into day 4, India still would have lost by 8-9 wickets. So, क्या करें? Do you think Hardik Pandya trade has disturbed dressing room mood? Nahin, nahin, not at all, not at all. Shian saying, why don't India play players like Pujara who are ready to take a body blow and exhaust the bowler? Dravid was a great test player. I understand right now when India's lost inside 3 days and no batsman is really hung around, you feel the need for Pujara. But again, Pujara was underperforming for about 2 years. So again, I understand right now why many people would be suddenly remembering Pujara Rahane, but I'm going to stick by my stance. A team has to move on. There's no point looking back now. Aage bado, hope the youngsters stand up. But again, that does not mean that Rahane and Pujara will not show up for those 5 test matches against England. Anup कह रहे हैं, Nandre, Berger and Krishna both tall bowlers. One takes 7 wickets, other leaks 100 runs in under 20 overs. अब यकीन नहीं हो रहा है हम ऐसे में ODI सीरीज कैसे जीते. ODI को छोड़ो, that was an utterly inconsequential series. Right now, Test cricket matters and Nandre Berger हट्टा कट्टे bowler हैं. इनको इन conditions का अनुभव है. प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा, yes, he has potential. Yes, he's on debut. But the fact is, he looked very tired across his spell. So, पता नहीं क्या है. शुभम कह रहे हैं, समय का सम्मान, दौर का आभार, बीसीसीआई को करना पड़ेगा टेस्ट सिलेक्शन पर विचार. बिल्कुल सही. देखते हैं अजीत अगरकर क्या करते हैं. India batting so bad? Oh, it's been bad for a couple years, my friend. Come on, Jamie. What was to be achieved by Kohli sticking around with number 11 on other end? ठीक है, he had to go for a shot. ठीक है. If you're happy with another 100 to an Indian player, great. No issue. Enraj saying, present Indian batting overrated. बिल्कुल सही. काफी साल हो गए. And overhyped by seniors and media to a certain extent, yes. There is lack of technique to play on bouncy tracks and ball moving. सही बात है. That's why India cannot win in South Africa. There's only frustration and disappointment. बिल्कुल. Shubman Gill spots in danger. बिल्कुल. ये मैं 2 दिन से कह रहा हूँ. Utsav is saying testing conditions for India and Jansen scored an unbeaten 85. Also, what shots were you expecting from Kohli when the non-checker was Krishna? बिल्कुल. KL Rahul did the same thing. Virat Kohli did the same thing. But this just feeds into my theory that Indians are more happy. I literally had someone message me saying, Kohli ka 100 hoga na aaj. You deserve, the fans deserve the team you get, and the team deserves the fans you get. Star Sports, Sunil Gavaskar, बहुत लोग कह रहे, what a great innings from KL Rahul. नतीजा क्या? घंटा. आप 2.5 दिन में आप हार चुके हो. Is Star Sports still going to show? India were 3 down and Star Sports were showing clips of Virat Kohli, the GOAT, hitting boundaries. We are a nation. I'm also guilty. I've been a big fan of Virat Kohli, but I'm losing faith. We would much rather see packages of Virat Kohli driving down the ground. Packages, my friends, on social media, which do not show the fact that India were some 40 for 3. Chalo, let's put personal milestones ahead of the team. And that's unfortunately is the frustrating part because most people, even on this live stream, would rather a KL Rahul get 100, a Virat Kohli get 100. Forget the fact that team has failed to win the One Day World Cup, failed to win the WTC final, wins the odd Nidahas Trophy, wins the odd Asia Cup, जहां पे मात्र 5 टीमें होते हैं. असल टेस्ट क्या है? Personal glory? Chali? I will politely disagree with all of you who want to see hundreds as opposed to test and one-day victories. Amadip saying last night title of your video was IFC. No, not last night, 2 days before. I want to see the team which played the Brisbane in short or raw team. बिल्कुल आपको raw team खिलाना पड़ेगा. कब तक इन प्लेयर जो 35 साल के हैं, जो 36 साल के हैं, कब तक आप इनसे एक्सपेक्ट करोगे? भाई रोहित शर्मा को 10-11 साल लगे टेस्ट क्रिकेट को समझने में. Virat Kohli, like I've said, the man's got a slip disc. He wears contact. It's contact lens. It's very, very tough for someone who's so supreme fit to now play three formats. So expect these players to struggle and keep your expectations low, my friends, because like I said 2 days ago, this is a very dark period, especially in Test cricket, that we as Indian supporters are now entering. Shubhajit कह रहे हैं media keeps barking that we have number one test batsman bowler number one team but they always fail the biggest. यार मैं पूरे साल से कह रहा हूँ कि आप लोग खुश हैं कि आपकी टीम तीनों फॉर्मेट में नंबर वन है बट 10 साल से एक भी ढंग की ट्रॉफी जीत नहीं पाई. आंसर भी दैट फर्स्ट. प्रणव कह रहे हैं प्लेयर को देखकर पता चल जाता है हाउ ही इज. Iyer looks like he doesn't have skills to play in SA. सही बात है. Even Rahane Pujara when played for the first time in SA and they at least showcased their skills. बिल्कुल, because these were players who played a lot of red ball cricket, 4-day cricket, first class cricket before they came to India. They're not players who primarily succeeded in white ball cricket. रविशंकर कह रहे हैं बेस्ट क्रिकेट जर्नलिस्ट. थैंक यू माय फ्रेंड, पर ऐसा कुछ नहीं है. According to me, 18-21 was the best chance to win the series. हाँ यार, we've discussed this. That was the best chance, but नहीं हो पाया. Ashutosh कह रहे हैं जय भाई, correct me if I'm wrong, but once on Saurabh Pant live, you said Virat Kohli doesn't have plan B in captaincy. Yes, he did not. I think Rohit doesn't even have plan A. And yes, they're static. Okay, two of you have static. See, when it comes to Rohit Sharma, I hope you all understand. Okay, this is like what, his 8th or 9th test in charge overall, right? And I think it's only his 4th test match outside of India. Rohit Sharma has been a test captain for what, two years now? Of those 2 years, he's only captained outside India 4 times. The first one was the WTC final, what, 6 months ago? Then he went to West Indies where they beat a really shit team. And now they've been handed their ass to them on a plate inside 3 days. So yes, Rohit Sharma looked at odds, but let's forget what happens at home. India can win test matches at home with their eyes shut. I could captain India tomorrow with the same record at home in some meaningless bilateral series. So I'm not defending Rohit Sharma, but I'm saying it's only his 4th test match outside of India. What was the first test match? The cauldron of the WTC final, where he misread the conditions, where he left out Ashwin and India paid the price. Then he goes to West Indies and they win 2-0. So I'm saying let's give him some room to learn, but I do not think Rohit Sharma is going to be able to lead with success when the batting, himself included, cannot score runs in tough conditions and when the bowling is bleeding runs like this. So yes, Rohit Sharma was poor as a captain. He was terrible as a batsman. Okay, he got a good ball this evening. But overall, his plan A is very flawed, I think, because there's no Mohammad Shami. The batting is going through transition. And it's only his 4th test match overseas. So let's cut him some slack. But I understand why you all are being so critical about Rohit Sharma. Abhishek keh rahe, this Indian batting has three young, inexperienced first South African tour. It does. But you have to at some point give the youngsters a chance. So I'm not going to be too harsh on these youngsters. Hardik कह रहे हैं जय भाई, क्या आपका क्या कहना है सिराज, प्रसिद्ध और शार्दुल की बॉलिंग पर? भाई मैं 2 दिन से कह रहा हूं इनसे नहीं हो पाएगा. बुमराह और सिर्फ बुमराह इस मैच में अच्छे दिखे. अश्विन का क्या काम था मुझे समझ में नहीं आया. उनको ओवर्स कम मिले, उन्होंने फेंका तो केएल राहुल ने कैच छोड़ा, शुभमन ने कैच छोड़ा. I feel bad for Ashwin. Shardul was horrible. Prasidh was horrible. Siraj was average. ये मैं 3 दिन से कह रहा हूं. अभिनव कह रहे हैं my friend was saying बस विराट 100 बना ले. This shows mentality. बहुत लोग ने ऐसा कहा है मुझसे. ठीक है. I understand कहां से आता है वो. क्या रोहित शर्मा का टाइम खत्म हो गया है? नहीं, बट वो समय ज्यादा दूर नहीं है. Ame saying more disappointed by Iyer than Gill. Dude just look ill-equipped. I call this on both days. You can go back. Go to Cricket Next YouTube channel. In the lunch break show on day 1 and the lunch break show today, I said it's a matter of time. Early in the second session, Shreyas Iyer will be a sitting duck. He'll be expecting the short ball और bowler full डालेगा और वो out होंगे. Day 1 पे यही हुआ और आज यही हुआ. So it's sad. Killer Knight is back and saying today Kohli's century was sure. Okay. I don't think it was sure. Nothing is sure in life. But batting collapses. What do you think about who played well in both innings? Who played well? Like I said, KL Rahul played a blinder, a fantastic innings in tough conditions when nobody else stood up. Today, Virat Kohli had no option, like many of you have said, to go for his shots. But when you get bowled out for 245 and 131, what does Virat Kohli's 70 odd amount to? Who gives a damn whether KL Rahul got 101? When your team has been handed their ass on a platter, like I've said, inside 3 days, does it really matter? I don't rate Virat Kohli's knock today. I don't rate KL Rahul's 101 out of a total of 245 because you've lost inside 3 days. Look at how many overs were lost to rain. Okay, the match got done before day three, but it was effectively a 2.5 day loss. Let KL Rahul keep his 100. Let Virat Kohli keep his 70 odd. I don't give a damn about this. The point is, once again, you've been embarrassed in South Africa. Shreyans is saying second test match series is pointless. 3 दिन में पूरा series खत्म. सही बात है यार. It's so frustrating. Your prediction against England regarding rank Turner will be another deja vu, which BCCI Indian cricket fails to perceive. Statistical patterns like weighted average or backing cricket acumen. देखो मैं बहुत बहुत कम समय इस विषय पर दूंगा यानी कि 5 टेस्ट मैच की श्रृंखला अगर बीसीसीआई राहुल द्रविड़ रोहित शर्मा ने इंग्लैंड की टीम को पाटा विकेट दिया तो इंडिया हारेगी क्योंकि बेसबॉल पाटा विकेट पर चल जाता है और इंग्लैंड टीम के पास उस लेवल के प्लेयर्स हैं जो पाटा विकेट पर इंडिया को दिक्कत दे सकती है लेकिन इंडिया will probably give them rank turners. Indian cricket believes, BCCI believes, राहुल द्रविड़ believes, रोहित शर्मा believes कि इंग्लैंड को हराने के लिए किसी भी टीम को हराने के लिए आपको टर्निंग ट्रैक्स देना पड़ेगा जो डे वन की पहले सेशन में इतने बॉल इतनी घूमेगी सही बात है लेकिन टॉड मर्फी ने केवल आई थिंक 9 या 10 फर्स्ट क्लास मैचेस खेले थे उनके डेब्यू से पहले और बंदे ने डेब्यू पे विराट कोहली का भूत बनाया मैथ्यू कुनमिन had India struggling. Nathan Lyon, England have brought a raw, or will bring, I should say, a raw spinning attack, but they've still got 5 spinners. My point is, rank turners, slow pitches have the potential of backfiring. So that's why I'm saying if Dravid and Rohit, if they ask for rank turners, yes, it gives Ashwin, Jadeja, Kuldeep, Akshar. I would play all 4 of them. It gives them a tremendous chance of bowling India to 5 test matches in a row. But given India's very poor batting, Virat Kohli has struggled on turners. Rahane struggled to the extent that he was dropped. Pujara struggled. Shubman Gill struggled. Shreyas Iyer will score runs on turning tracks. Rohit Sharma will score runs on turning tracks. And Rishabh Pant will score runs on turning tracks. But the point is that Pant ये 5 टेस्ट मैचेस इंग्लैंड के खिलाफ नहीं खेलेंगे तो क्या बचा केएल राहुल नहीं चलेंगे टर्निंग ट्रैक्स पर आपके पास टॉप 6 में से टॉप 7 में से केवल 2 बल्लेबाज हैं जिनकी टर्निंग ट्रैक्स पे चलने का उम्मीद है रोहित और श्रेयस इट कुड backfire which is why suddenly after this 3 day loss against South Africa I'm actually having concerns about that fantastic 5 test series coming up. Shreyans कह रहे हैं Sachin Tendulkar got more money in IPO. Acha, IPL, is this a backdoor money given to Sachin? I really have no idea what that comment's about. Subhadeep Kere, Prasid Krishna has been given a lot more chances than he should have been considering. I mean, how can you say that? The guy, it's his first test match. Yes, he was awful, but it's just his first test match. Where were his chances before this? Look at his 1 day stats. He is statistically the second best 1 day bowler after 15 ODIs than Agarkar was. Yes, he's poor at T20s and he's had a terrible test debut, but look at the guy's 1 day stats. Outstanding 1 day stats so far. Ashutosh is saying our bowling showed it was probably tired. It was tired, yes, it was. Shardul looks a little what? Anyways, I don't know. Missed a workhorse. Of course, Shami was missed, but what would Shami have done when the batting is putting up 245 and 131? We need another workhorse like Wagner. Another, we never had a Wagner and we've never had a Johnson. So I'm not sure, Ashutosh, what you're meaning when you're saying we need another workhorse like Wagner. If India had a Wagner, I would understand another workhorse like Wagner, but we never had a Wagner, first of all. Yes, Shubhadeep Iyer looks helpless in Sena country despite only playing 2 test matches. in Sena countries, one against England and one against South Africa, he has problems, definitely. Kiran saying, why do we lose so badly? We just don't have the temperament. That's it. Pat Cummins, 12 runs not out with Maxi is more impactful than Kale 100 or Kohli 50. Correct. Nihar is saying, to be honest, India is overhyped by our broadcasters, our biased commentary team, and majority of matches it's been one or two players. Bilkul, do not get me started on our terrible broadcasters and our terrible commentators. Abhinet, welcome back. How are you? I'm very fine. How are you? Do you think the test team should be different from ODI and T20? Yes, I've been saying this for 3 days now. Even with, forget ODI T20, even within the test format, India needs to have one team to play at home and one team to play away. The same players cannot be. It's too much to expect from them. सुशांत कह रहे आई एम लूजिंग फेथ यस सो माई हर्षित कह रहे सर टेस्ट टीम इंडिया की ट्रांजिशन में चल रही है बिल्कुल ये मैं 7 महीने से कह रहा हूं ये मैंने जून के महीने से कहा था ये टीम ट्रांजिशन में है बल्कि ये टीम ब्रोकन है और हमें थोड़ा एक्सपेक्टेशन लो रखने पड़ेंगे तभी मैंने कहा था 4 दिन पहले कि ये टीम तो ये सीरीज नहीं जीत पाएगी Today, I noticed when I scrolled down Star Sports handle on Insta, said Abhishek, I didn't see any Indian first innings wickets, but see India's first innings boundary. This is what Star Sports is doing today, an hour and a half ago. India were 3 down for nothing. Match was finished. They're showing Virat Kohli, the GOATs boundaries. भाई शर्म करो टीम हार चुकी है 130 रन बनाए और आपको विराट कोहली के बाउंड्री दिखाना है गॉड ब्लेस यू अभिनव कह रहे इंडिया डजंट मेक अ प्लान भाई अभिनव ये प्लानिंग वैनिंग ये भूल जाओ एशिया कप के लिए कोई प्लान नहीं था वर्ल्ड कप के लिए कोई प्लान नहीं था समहाउ टीम 10 मैच जीत गई कोई फायदा नहीं डू नॉट एक्सपेक्ट राहुल द्रविड़ एंड रोहित शर्मा टू हैव अ प्लान ये तो बच्चों वाली बात हो गई is there any reason for not considering Hanuma Vihari? Yeah, because he's unfortunately post that injury, he's not put up the domestic numbers. So I understand why Vihari is not around, my friend. Ame saying at least this tour should end any pretensions that Ashwin has any all-round value overseas. Adds nothing with the bat. Correct, I agree with you. Surya Vikram Singh is saying Kohli and Shubman are managed by the same agency. It's the PR team that's making imprints, not the regular fans. Probably you're right. Yes. Iyer looks helpless in Sena country. We've already had to discuss this. You were right since day one. Yes, I'm often right, Shashank Singh. I hope this team comes back stronger. I really do hope, but I know. Like I said, I've seen this film before. विराट always looks in touch but never helped India in any important match. नहीं ऐसी बात नहीं है बहुत बार वो टीम के लिए खेल चुके हैं तीनों फॉर्मेट में but right now at 35 struggling with formats like I said he's had a slip disc he wears contact lenses it's very tough for him to keep performing at peak level at this age so I think when it comes to Virat Kohli let's cut him some slack yes I've been very harsh but this is a man who's done some great things for 10, 12 years. I think in the last 2 years of his career, we're going to have to expect his test batting average is going to dip. But, he's done some incredible things. So let's maybe cut him some slack. सागर कह रहे हैं आई एम अ ब्रोकन रिकॉर्ड प्लेयर नाउ अगर पूरी सीरीज भी जीत जाती तो फर्क नहीं पड़ता कि सब जीतने के बाद फाइनल में तो हारना है बिल्कुल सही कहा आपने बिल्कुल सही कहा विशाल कह रहे हैं क्या करें जेमी भाई अब तो इतना डिसअपॉइंट कर चुके हैं अब तो गुस्सा भी नहीं आता इन पे हंसी आती है आई एग्री अक्षर कह रहे हैं हाउ कैन आवर क्रिकेट लीडरशिप एंड प्लेयर्स गेट मेंटल डेवलपमेंट कंसीडरिंग हाउ स्टेटिस्टिकली behind we are in four in all formats I have no idea my friend बहुत बहुत बार इसके बारे में सोच चुका हूं मैं अभिनव कह रहे इंडियन प्लेयर्स लुक लाइक रोबोट दे डोंट यूज माइंड रोबोट वाला माइंड वाली बात तो यही है आप टेक्निक या टेम्परमेंट या स्किल के कारण मैच जीत सकते हो लेकिन आप उसी के कारण आप मैच हार भी सकते हो Ashutosh saying first class matches played. Dezorsi 62, Bellingham 86, Berger 40. Meanwhile, Krishna 12, Thakur Gill 17. I meant Shardul was unfit, and we need bowlers. Yes, now your comment makes sense. I was wondering why we need another Wagner because we never had one, right? Kshitij saying why the same team management भाई इसको लेकर वर्ल्ड कप से पहले मैंने कहा था कि अच्छी खबर मिली है मतलब अच्छे प्लेस सोर्सेज द्वारा खबर मिली है कि वर्ल्ड कप के बाद चाहे इंडिया हारे या जीते राहुल द्रविड़ की टीम को रिटेन नहीं करेंगे हुआ क्या कम वक्त इन लोग को दोबारा दे दिया आई डोंट नो This batting reminded me of the 96 Durban test. Yes, I mentioned this earlier also. Very surprising that this team is still making the same mistakes. Star showed his overall World Cup 11, 7 out of 11 players were of India. छोड़ो स्टार स्पोर्ट्स पर, इनके पूरे दिन आने वाले, लिख के लो मुझसे। ज्ञानेंद्र सिंह कह रहे हैं इंडिया का फ्यूचर बॉलिंग डूम्ड लग रहा है, क्या बोलेंगे? बिल्कुल, ये मैं कह चुका हूं। आज मैं 3 शो पे जुड़ा था क्रिकेट नेक्स्ट चैनल पर, जहां मैंने कहा था कि अब बॉलिंग का वो खराब वक्त आने वाला है। Nimesh saying Rohit remind me of Pujara wicket in 2013 by Stain. Yes, but again, Stain was Stain. Sena countries are so planned on important matches, correct. It may surprise people, but Ganguly has better numbers than Dravid, Sehwag in SA, all down to grit, which nobody here shows. Sahi baat. Jay bhai, what strategy would you suggest to revamp our fast bowling attack? Viren, for the future or just for the Cape Town test starting in a few days? um, get back the A team tour. I think we don't understand the value of the A team tours. Mohammad Siraj, by the time he made his test debut, he had played about 15, 16 red ball matches in a row for the India A team, from which he'd taken about 62 to 65 wickets. So he was so well prepped. Someone just mentioned कि शार्दुल ठाकुर और प्रसिद्ध कृष्णा उनके पास, इनफैक्ट इट इज आशुतोष, हाउ दे डोंट हैव एनफ फर्स्ट क्लास एक्सपीरियंस। बात सही है। ऑफ कोर्स कोविड आया था, 2 साल जाया हो गए। अभी मैं सुन रहा हूँ कि सारे बोर्ड्स वापस इंडिया ए टूर्स और अलग अलग ए टूर्स सीरीज शुरू करेंगे। इट्स वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। मोहम्मद सिराज had played in South Africa, played in New Zealand, played in England by the time he made his test debut. Ishan Sharma, when he was struggling, he went and played for, was it Sussex? He played somewhere where Jason Gillespie was the coach. So players need to get out of their comfort zone. They need to find different conditions. Look at Arshdeep Singh. Arshdeep Singh ने कुछ 4-5 काउंटी मैच खेले इस साल, आई थिंक कैंट के लिए। हालांकि उनके आंकड़े काफी डिसअपॉइंटिंग थे, बट यू नीड योर प्लेयर्स प्लेइंग इन डिफरेंट कंडीशंस। घर पे आपको फास्ट बॉलर्स नहीं मिलेंगे। क्या आप लोग जानते हैं कि इस साल का रणजी ट्रॉफी में टॉप 15 बॉलर्स में से, यानी कि टॉप 15 विकेट टेकर्स इस साल के रणजी ट्रॉफी में से कितने फास्ट बॉलर्स थे? बताइए। 4। आवेश खान सबसे सफल, उनके बाद आकाशदीप। ये दोनों प्लेयर अभी साउथ अफ्रीका में बेनोनी नाम के शहर पे, जो कि 1 घंटे का ड्राइव है सुपर स्पोर्ट पार्क से, वो इस वक्त एक इंडिया ए 4 डे मैच खेल रहे हैं। वो दोनों को आपने रास्ता दिया, लेकिन उसके बाद एक पंजाब के सीम बॉलिंग मीडियम पेस ऑलराउंडर है बलतेज सिंह, और चौथा प्लेयर जो टॉप 15 विकेट टेकर्स में से है, वो मेरे ख्याल से मणिपुर के लिए खेलते हैं। तो जब टॉप 15 में से 11 बॉलर्स स्पिनर्स हैं, तो भैया फास्ट बॉलर का असेंबली लाइन कहां से आएगा? आप लोग इस पे सोच के मुझसे कल बताना। सागर की फाइनल में हारने वाली बात दुला दिया। Sagar कह रहे हैं Rohit is barely 2 years of test cricket left. How is pushing down Gill to 3 at that time going to help him? Will he be our new number 3 on current form? No. Virat played baseball cricket today. Okay, great, Nimesh. I'm sure Dravid and Vikram Athor are very happy with the coup they pulled off against Virat. Possibly. ऐसा ही खेलना है तो ईश्वरन ट्राई कर लो। मैंने यही कहा था 3 दिन पहले, जब टीम 208 पे 8 था। मैंने कहा भैया अभिमन्यु ईश्वरन, उनके पास आईपीएल कॉन्ट्रैक्ट नहीं है, वो ग्लैमरस प्लेयर नहीं, लेकिन कम से कम वो फर्स्ट क्लास क्रिकेट खेलता है, उसको क्रीज पे टिकना आता है, इसको चांस दे दो भाई। Sachin got money in selling shares of a company in IPO. Is this a backdoor money? I have no interest in talking anything about Sachin or money. We need to move on from Sachin and money, bhai. Ranked turners will further dent India team as we will tour Australia for 5 test series. बिल्कुल सही कह रहे हो आप। At the end of 24, we need pitches like the ones prepared during England's 2017 tour of India. Hopefully, but होगा नहीं। Why did Shubman left his opening spot in Test in the first place? Just to keep his place in the team. दोस्तों, इसी बात पर I need to have dinner. It's 9:15. Thank you all for joining. Thank you for listening. Thank you for asking questions. I hope मेरी बातों को आप कुछ निष्कर्ष निकाल सके कि भैया बंदा लॉजिक बोल रहा है। Again, a disappointing end to the year. A terrible Test match for India. Hopefully, the new year brings more cheer for all of us. Thank you all for joining. I will be around. No, actually, I will not. I will only see you tomorrow, क्योंकि कल रात को मैं अंडमान जा रहा हूँ 5 दिन की छुट्टी के लिए। कल मैं आपके लिए एक और वीडियो लाऊंगा, उसके बाद मैं आपको शायद 4 तारीख को मिलूंगा, जब मैं अंडमान से बाहर आऊंगा, वापस आऊंगा। From me to all of you who've been a part of this journey throughout the year, thank you from the heart to each of you. Thank you for watching, supporting, liking, sharing, agreeing, asking questions, disagreeing, whatever we've had. It's been a fantastic year for me on this journey of YouTube with you. Have a great new year. Have a prosperous, healthy, successful 2024. मैं आपसे कल मिलूंगा निकलने से पहले. उसके बाद I will see you on probably the 4th or in fact 5th of the new year. तब तक के लिए take care. Good night.